Welcome to Lovington Wildcat Basketball from the Walmart Digital and Z94 KZOR Sports. Tonight's game is brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Lovington Schools, and Now Pharmacy. Lovington Wildcat Basketball on Z94 KZOR, also brought to you by the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Lovington Auto Supply, Bob's Thriftway, and the First American Bank of Lovington. Welcome to Wildcat Gym. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Don Morgan as we get ready for the start of this pre-district matchup between the Wildcats and the 5A Roswell High Coyotes. Great to have you along on this Tuesday night. The Wildcats come in on a pretty good little roll. They are 8-3 on the season, currently seeded number 8 in Class 4A against a Roswell Coyote team that has had their problems this year. They are 5-10. Now, these two teams met just less than a week ago at the Corn tournament. I always get that mixed up.
In Roswell.
In Roswell, yep.
That's their big holiday tournament.
Yep, in the semifinals of that one, Lovington getting a 6-point victory, 71-65 in the semifinals of that tournament. Lovington went on to the finals, had some problems against the Carlsbad Cavemen, but got to put that behind them, and so now they'll face this Roswell team for the second time in less than a week.
I think it's been a pretty good balanced schedule for Lovington because they've had a chance to play teams, sure, that they've had easy wins, they've rolled over, they've had some kind competitive games, and then they've had some games where they've had to try to play above themselves and learn some things against teams that kind of took a buzzsaw through them like Carlsbad. But for the most part, they're doing and performing in a very competitive fashion in this season so far in this very mixed and balanced schedule. So I think that's good for them as a team. It gives them room to grow. It also gives them confidence from their wins, but then it gives them some place to go and some aspirations, and knowing that they can still improve as a team and that they do need to do that. It's all about polishing your game up and getting ready for district.
Well, it certainly is, and a good tune-up for them here tonight against Roswell High, who is in Hobbs's district, actually up in the 5A ranks. Now, the last time we saw this team, it was a nail-biter here at Wildcat Gym back before the Christmas holiday. Lovington and Ruidoso, 60-59. Lovington jumped out in that game and looked like they were going to run away and hide, and then about halfway through the second quarter, looked like they just went to sleep for the next two quarters and had to come from behind and used a big fourth quarter to win 60-59, but against a 5A team that's had a lot of success under Coach Dude Barola, this Roswell High squad, you cannot afford to take half the game off.
No, they've got to play full 4 quarters of basketball and to play hard, and they're going to need all of their skills, all of their tricks, and this is a talented team. Certainly, they're a very athletically gifted team with some athletes that have been standouts in more than just basketball, in other sports, and they're here. And with several seniors, they have a lot of leadership, and they're going to be losing those seniors at the end of this season. But Adam Aguilar, Tayton Hilliard, Isaac Henson are some of the big guns, at least in terms of their starters, but they have help from Mason Enriquez, Javier Corrales, Joey Villalobos, and Joseph Perez. So they have good senior leadership and a fairly deep team. It's fairly balanced. It's not like they ride on the skills and the talents of just one or even two players.
No, it's not. And, every time we've seen this boys team this season, they've had a lot of kids in the scorebook. Of course, led by Tayton Hilliard. He's averaging double digits on the season, but Adam Aguilera always a scoring threat. Isaac Henson, a scoring threat. Julian Arroyos, he can score. Zedric Betancourt, sometimes starting, sometimes coming off the bench. He's a big scorer for him. Joseph Perez gives him a pretty good presence, and really, if you forget about Joseph on the court, he can hurt you. But when we saw this team against Ruidoso, they had 9 kids score in that ball game. So, they have, they've got, you mentioned, they've got depth, and they're going to have to use it. One thing that we did see against Ruidoso, they've got to be careful not to let the other team just run roughshod over them. You know, Ruidoso had a couple of scores in double digits, including Aiden Gomez, who finished up that game with 28 points and 14 rebounds.
Nice.
He was pretty much a one-man cat killer, so the Wildcats have got to be careful about a Coyote getting hot, and they've got to figure out a way, if they get one hot, how to shut him down and make somebody else beat him.
And the Wildcats have really work on their perimeter game. They not only trying to exploit, get those threes and popping them early, but guard against those as well. I think that that's been one of the problems, is that they're quick, they're fast, but a lot of times they leave men open outside on the perimeter and the corners, and they suffer because of that. So they're going to have to, the old saying, you live by the three, you die by the three. But when the other team is hot and got those cooking, you've got to find a way to get over there and guard that and stop some of those three-point attempts.
Well, you do. And another big thing for Lovington, especially on defense, will be continue to put on the pressure. This team is averaging forcing over 30 turnovers a game.
Yeah.
And so when that happens, you've got to be quick in the transition. One thing I think Roswell High is going to do, because they watched that game, they're in their place at the tournament over the holiday weekend, and they saw what Carlsbad did. I'm sure it was a typical Carlsbad team. They're big and they're physical. Roswell is not a huge team this year. They do have some size, so they're going to try and use that size to kind of intimidate and bully and get Lovington a little bit out of their rhythm and a little bit out of their game. But if Lovington's defense will continue to press and they can get the transition going, that can negate some of that.
Yeah, if Lovington will be sure and not just rely on speed, but also play for position and be able to get in the paint. Roswell's going to try to use their size and their physicality to muscle Lovington and keep him out of the paint and keep him from using their close-in game. So Lovington's really going to have to work against that, fight against that. But Lovington's conditioning, their quickness, their speed, and yes, their steal capabilities of stealing and forcing turnovers, they're going to have to look for all of that and be really on that tonight. They're going to need that.
Well, they certainly are. And so the Wildcats come in, as we mentioned, on the season at 8-3. They are currently the number 8 team in Class 4A here in the Land of Enchantment against Roswell High, 5-10. Not exactly what we're used to seeing out of a Roswell High squad, but they're going to look to get themselves back on track here tonight as well. We'll go ahead and take a timeout, come back and continue. The Wildcat pregame show rolls on here on Z94 KZOR and on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back here at Wildcat Gym, the Stone Oilfield Services Wildcat pregame show continues here on Z94 KZOR and on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Never miss a game that way, and tell your friends and family. By the way, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will choose a subscriber at random to win $100. So please subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Alongside Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle Megan Auto in studio engineering and producing. Thanks for being with us tonight here on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington and around the world on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, the Lovington tab at hobbsamerica.com, and on the Z94 KZOR app. So, great to be back after the holiday break. So, haven't seen this team in a couple of weeks, but good to see them here tonight. Of course, for Lovington, this is a tune-up before they take a massive, ugly, frankly horrid road trip this weekend.
Ooh, it's a long one.
Yeah, they're going to be going to Los Alamos on Friday night and then Pewaukee on Saturday afternoon, and it is a long way up there.
It is. It's worth it. It's a scenic drive. It's beautiful up there. They've got nice gyms, good facilities. We've enjoyed it. We're not going to be on the road with them this weekend.
We will not be able to go on the road with them this weekend.
But it definitely will be a test because it's just a long road trip, and it's tough to play your best ball when you spend that much time on the bus and on the road.
Well, and with the altitude change, too, you don't think about it, but you get up in Los Alamos, it's nestled up on that high plateau in the middle of the mountains, and there's a sign as you go into the pit, and you saw it last year. As you go down to the pit, it says a mile high and loud as hell. Yeah. But Los Alamos is higher than a mile high. It's not loud, but you can't breathe. They better take the oxygen tanks with them.
It eats into your conditioning there. So tonight, the Lovington cannot afford to be sloppy. They got to have sharp passing, accurate, take care of the ball, control the ball. They need to work the low post. Betancourt's been effective in that, so really do that. Work on the pass, feed, and assist game. Team ball, play that. And offensive rebounds, work those boards, not just the defensive rebounding, but stay in position so that you give yourself second and third looks at the basket in case you get into cold shooting, which sometimes they do. They get into phases in the game where they're real hot and then they'll hit a cold streak. So you've got to give yourself those second, third, even fourth looks at the basket. Yeah,
you certainly do. And you mentioned rebounding in that game against Ruidoso here a couple of weeks ago. Lovington was out-rebounded in that game 39-17.
Yeah.
How many times did Ruidoso have 3, 4, 5 looks at a basket, or Lovington was one and done because they just were not working the boards that well?
Statistically, in so many areas of that game of Ruidoso, Lovington should not have won that. When you look at some of how wonky and one-sided some of the stats were against them, but they managed to fight back and use skill, but also get a little bit lucky and play well when they needed to, and pull it out at the very end. So Lovington, that you can't rely on that, though. You've got to play a better game and not let it come down to a point or two difference that could go either way.
Right, and should be a tough game tonight, but looking forward to a good one tonight between the Lovington Wildcats and the Roswell High Coyotes. We'll go ahead and take a timeout for the national anthem. We'll be back. This is Wildcat Basketball on Z94 KZOR and Lovington Sports YouTube channel. And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat basketball here on Z94 KZOR. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle as we wrap up the Stone Oilfield Services pregame show, getting ready for the tip-off of this one. Go ahead and giving you the starting lineups for your Lovington Wildcats. It'll be number 3, Adam Aguilera. Number 4, Tayton Hilliard. Number 5, Isaac Henson. Number 20, Julian Arroyo. And number 24, Joseph Perez. For the visiting Coyotes of Roswell High, under Dude Barola, their starters will be number 11, Ivan Miramontes. Number 20, Damian Morales. Number 21, Jeremiah Barola. Number 23, Emiliano Bonilla. And number 24, Jakin Lackey. The Cats in the home whites with the blue letters and numbers. Roswell High in the road reds with the black letters and numbers. So tipping this one off, ready to go. A Tuesday night for basketball, and we will have a whistle on the jump. They're going to say got a little bit out of it, and Lovington will, almost not win it, but they will wind up winning the tip-off. So Lovington basketball as Aguilera corrals it in the backcourt. And here we go into the front court to Hilliard in front of the student section, bringing it near side. Working it into Henson in the left corner. Now back out, and that one is going to be knocked away by Roswell. Bad pass. You mentioned in the pregame show, Dawn, they've got to have crisp passing. Looks like Roswell's going to try and give Lovington a little bit of their own medicine with some press.
But last touch by Lovington, so they will maintain control of the ball.
So Aguilera will take it, loses it off of his foot. He'll corral it up, works it around. Now the ball loose on the floor, saved out to Hilliard. Tayton will flip it to Arroyo. Arroyo takes it left to right, into the right corner for Aguilera, but he steps on the sideline, and so the pressure being applied early by this Coyote squad. So just underway and no score. It'll be Roswell basketball. Looking to inbound it will be number 11, Miramontes. He gets it in as the pressure is on. Lovington almost getting it away. Miramontes saves it and will toss it out to Bonilla. Bonilla turns on the Jets, comes up the near side, goes to the right baseline, uses up the dribble, tosses out to Morales, who will drive in, puts up a shot, no good, and into the hands of Tayton Hilliard. First rebound of the ball game. Tayton will pull the trigger back for Lovington. Gets bumped, no call. To Henson, then a long cross-court pass to Aguilera. Into the right corner, Arroyo. Little head fake, takes it inside the arc, and a dangerous pass. Gets it to Hilliard, to Henson, to Aguilera. He'll take it into the paint and put up a little 10-foot floater and gets it to fall. Lovington draws first blood. They lead this one 2-0. So back down come the Coyotes. Lovington up 2-0 as Bonilla runs the point, picks up his dribble top of the arc. Near side to Miramontes, who works against Henson. Into the deep right corner, 3 on the way from Barola. It is in and out, no good, and Hilliard will have his second rebound of the ball game. Hilliard will take it across the timeline on the far sideline to Arroyo, back to Tayton. Tayton to Aguilera with 2 Coyotes on him. Adam will just back it up. Now they'll start moving it back in. With Henson back to Aguilera. Nice little spin move to Tayton. Right corner for 3. In and out, won't fall. Fight for the rebound. Perez gets it, and his putback is good.
And great work on the boards there. That offensive rebound, that's what Lovington needs. Full
court press is on for the Wildcats as Morales will break it. Get it to Miramontes in the front court. Offensive zone for the Coyotes. Lovington up 4-0. 3 on the way for Bonilla, and he will drain that one. So Bonilla cuts it to a 4-3 Lovington lead. Hilliard into the front court where he works against the big boy Lackey. Goes into the paint, but he is going to get fouled. They're going to call that one on the floor as he split through 2 Coyotes. Question is, which one of the Coyotes is it going to be on? They're going to whistle that one on Morales, his first personal, first team foul on the Coyotes. 5:43 remaining, first period. Lovington up 4-3. Aguilera to pull the trigger from underneath his own basket. The high inbound pass comes to Arroyo. He'll take it in, and he'll be run into, but they're going to say a travel.
Oh, okay.
So the second turnover for the Wildcats. They lead 4-3. So it'll be Miramontes inbounding it in front of the Lovington student section. Tosses in to Barola. Barola with 2 Cats on him. They're going to go with the pressure. Barola dribbles out, tries to get it, and throws it away, and it'll go over everybody's head and out of bounds. That'll be the first turnover for the Coyotes.
Good defensive pressure on that, trapping that ball in the backcourt. These guys are fighting back against Roswell very well.
Aguilera will control off the inbound to Hilliard. Hilliard bounces it back to Arroyo near center court. Takes it from the left to the right, and they're going to call a travel as he took that extra little step. Third turnover for the Wildcats, and Coach Casey Pack not a happy camper about that,
Yeah.
as Arroyo will check out and Villalobos will check in his place.
That was that little bit of a slide there, that slide step.
And so, okay, yep, it'll be Miramontes to inbound it. He'll toss it to Bonilla in the backcourt. Aguilera and Perez pick him up. Almost loses the basketball. He will, as Adam will get it. It's going to be knocked away. Saved to Perez. Perez needs some help. He'll get it. Henson to Villalobos. Right corner for three. He's bumped. No call, but the rebound will be made by Perez, and he's going to be bumped. And so the foul question is it a shooting foul? They're going to call the push on Miramontes, his first personal. Second team foul. They're going to say not in the act of shooting. I didn't think he was, but I can hope. So Aguilera to inbound from right of his own bucket. Tosses in. Hilliard to Villalobos left corner. Joey gives it back to Tayton. Drives into the left base. Bounces it. Right corner Aguilera. Three on the way, and it is off the iron. And the rebound by Lackey. Lackey with the quick forward pass to Barola. Works against and runs over Isaac Henson and draws the charge. It'll be a turnover on the Coyotes, and they will whistle the charge on Barola. His first personal, third team foul on Roswell High. 4-3, Lovington in the lead. 4:50 remaining here in the first quarter. Villalobos will inbound it to Aguilera. A little bit of pressure, but easily splitting it. Aguilera to Henson, left corner for three. He's bumped. It is off the iron. Comes through, gets his own rebound. Ball is loose on the court. Villalobos is there to save it. To Tayton is Hilliard, hippity-hop into the lane. Puts up the 12-footer and off the front of the iron and into the hands of Miramontes. Roswell basketball. Full court presses on, a bad pass stolen away. Give it to Joey. Left corner, three on the way. That one is going to be off the iron, and the rebound brought down by Morales.
And his hand was tipped when that went up. The ball got tipped, rather.
Bonilla to the left corner, uses up the dribble. Aguilera on him, driving in. Almost a travel there called on Morales. Gets it out top of the arc. Three ball on the way from Estrada, who just checked into the ball game. It is off the arc, and a fight for the rebound as it goes out. And last touch by Aguilera. It'll stay Roswell basketball. Tough defensive battle here as the inbound, a three on the way, and that one is going to be off of the mark. Getting his own rebound and going through, trying for the putback is Bonilla. It won't fall, still fighting for the rebound, and they're going to call a foul on the rebound as Lackey came through like a bull in a china shop and absolutely creamed Villalobos. It'll go over to Lovington. So they're going to whistle that one. That should be the fourth team foul on Roswell. Lovington basketball. No, they're going to say it was not, that it was just an out of bounds, so they'll get it in as DeMarcus Thompson checks into the ball game. Playing bird dog under there, gets knocked away at the last moment by Miramontes. Lovington trying to break the pressure. Some subs coming in now as Mason Enriquez gets it in to Tayton. Tayton trying to go underneath to Enriquez, and he's fouled.
Actually.
And it's on the floor, and they'll call that one on Morales. That'll be his second personal, and that'll be the fourth team foul on the Coyotes.
A scoring drought here. We haven't had any scoring for a couple 3 minutes, clock minutes in this first quarter.
3:46 to go in the first. Lovington up 4-3. High inbound comes to Hilliard, top of the arc. Hilliard, a little jab step, leaves it off for Enriquez. Toss it around to Henson. NBA three right wing and bang!
Whew. Beautiful. Beautiful shot, nothing but net.
Isaac Henson makes it 7-3. Pressure is on as McCaskill weaves through traffic, and yep, he walks it, and it is called. That'll be the fifth turnover for Roswell. They're really looking for that extra little shuffle or that little slide that a lot of kids are doing now.
That's true. That little, a lot of them call that Euro step.
Fifth turnover for Roswell High. Lovington basketball. Villalobos into the front court where he works against Estrada. Villalobos flips it to the back. There to save it is Enriquez. Mason takes it around, bounces to Aguilera to the free throw line. High pass. Villalobos has to go climb the ladder and get it in the left corner. Saves it, and Lovington will reset the offense near center court with Aguilera. Aguilera to Enriquez to Villalobos. Left wing, three on the way. That one is going to be off the mark. Skyen and getting the rebound is Henson. His putback won't fall on the big boy. Lackey will get the rebound, his second, but Lovington steals it away and goes in. Puts up a shot, no good, and Henson will get it back. Henson to Enriquez, and bang! Three for Mason Enriquez, and Lovington up 10-3 on a pretty good little run here with 2:40 to go in the first. McCaskill underneath to the big boy Lackey, who lays it up and in, got in the back door. Lovington lost him. 10-5, breaks the scoring drought for Roswell High. To Henson for three. That one is going to be partially blocked by Miramontes, and they're going to call a foul as the rebound. Fighting for it underneath. We'll see who it's on.
And
And a
unfortunately,
timeout going to be taken. A push going to be called on DeMarcus Thompson.
Yeah, it looked like a nice steal, but he got some hand instead of just ball.
So with 2:28 remaining in the first, timeout taken by Roswell. 10-5, Lovington in the lead. Back in 30 on KZOR. Out of the Roswell High timeout, it will be Coyote basketball. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym with Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle, Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing. Roswell basketball out of the timeout. Miramontes looks to inbound it. He'll get it to Bonilla on the baseline. Bonilla tosses it cross court to Estrada, and going to be immediately stolen away by the Wildcats. To Hilliard, right wing, three on the way, no good, and the rebound by Miramontes, and he is fouled on the rebound. Betancourt came through and went over the back on him. Pretty sure it was Zadrick. Yep, it will be, and so his first personal, second team foul on the Wildcats. 2:17 remaining, first quarter. Lovington doubling up Roswell at the moment, 10-5. Right now, a pretty physical game. So McCaskill will inbound to Bonilla. Bonilla tosses back to Estrada, who turns on the Jets and gets it across the timeline, trips and slides on the floor, and no call on the foul. They're going to call the travel instead. 8th turnover for Roswell High. Lovington has to start converting on a few more of these turnovers, already forcing 8 of them. To the front court come the Wildcats. Corrales into the ball game. To Enriquez in the right corner. He works against Bonilla. Bad pass. It is going to be stolen away by Enriquez, and he is going to be fouled immediately to keep the breakaway from going. Whistle that one on Enriquez. His first personal third-team foul on the Wildcats.
Yeah, and I'm showing only 2 points directly off of a turnover that Lovington has made in this game already.
As Estrada directs traffic, tosses Tubane in front of the Stray Cats on the far sideline. Whoa, he walked, but they'll call. They'll toss it into the left corner. Miramontes for 3, and that one is good. Pardon me, that was Barola. Shouldn't be any surprise. The coach's kid can shoot the lights out of the gym just like his brother could. 10-8 in favor of the Wildcats. Roswell not going away. Weaving through traffic is Aguilera. Nifty little pass. Gets it to Corrales, and he's going to get bumped, and a push going to be called. Is it going to be on Barola? That'll be the question.
I think it will be.
Barola and Bonilla were both in the neighborhood for the Coyotes, and they're going to actually whistle that one on Bonilla. His first personal. That'll be the 5th team foul on Roswell High. It is on the floor. Lovington basketball. So Adam will get it in to Hilliard. Hilliard, bad pass, trying to get it to Betancourt on the low post, and they're going to call jump ball, and it'll go over to Roswell High. That'll be the 5th turnover for the Cats.
A really great thought and a great attempt, and Betancourt just couldn't snag that in time. But then he was quick with the hands and managed to tie it up.
So McCaskill will inbound it for Roswell off the Lovington turnover. Full court presses on. Nifty little duck move there for Estrada as they'll move through it, and last touched is knocked away by Enriquez. They were trying to get Barola. I think he was going to go for that deep left corner for another 3 attempt. Checking into the ball game will be Julian Arroyo for the Wildcats. He'll go in for Hilliard, who will take a well-deserved breather with 1:24 to go in the first. Lovington up 10-8.
Yeah, up until this time, he was a starter and played all the minutes of this first quarter.
Estrada to inbound. He'll get it in to Bonilla. Bonilla works against Arroyo, starts his drive in, picks up his dribble from about 8 out, and the little fadeaway and falls back and gets it. 5 points for Bonilla, ties it up at 10 apiece with $1:12 to go in the first. Betancourt under intense pressure, needs some help. Picks up the dribble, and they're going to call the backcourt violation as Adam tried to leap over the line and make it look like it wasn't going into the backcourt, but it did. That'll be the 6th turnover for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it was, again, nice attempt. It just execution didn't really work, and he couldn't fool the ref on that one.
Yeah, good thought, not the greatest execution. McCaskill will get it off of the inbound. Works against Enriquez. Gets a little screen, and to Bonilla. He'll drive it in on the right lane and up and in. Bonilla leads the way for Roswell High, 12-10. Coyotes in the lead, and they're going to call a foul on the inbound. They're going to keep the clock running. They need to stop that and reset it a little bit. It'll still be Lovington basketball. as they call that on Estrada, his first personal 16 foul. So Lovington almost in the bonus. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. Arroyo to the free throw line, puts up the little fadeaway, won't fall, fight for the rebound, and finally going to bounce out, and Arroyo will control it. Nifty little move by Enriquez, trying to get it down low. It is knocked away. There to save it is Arroyo. Hippity hop through the lane, and he's going to get hammered. He'll go to the line for two, and Lovington will be in the bonus the whole second quarter.
Yeah, sweet little spin move right there to just keep himself upright and out of the clutches of Roswell on that. That was nice moves.
Foul on McCaskill, his first personal, but that is the 7th team foul. So at the line, Julian Arroyo for two. Puts up the first and gets the roll. So 12-11, Lovington back to within a point of Roswell High with 25 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Lovington usually a little over 50%.
Second one is up and good for Arroyo. We're tied at 12 again. So in a bad pass and another turnover forced by the Wildcats. Good pressure. So the Cats will play for the last shot here. Aguilera tosses to Enriquez. Mason, long cross-court pass. Arroyo, right corner for three. It is off the iron, and the rebound brought down by Miramontes, his third. 7 seconds to go. Toss it forward to Estrada. Drives into the left base. Puts up a little push shot. Won't fall. Rebound by Adam Aguilera. He'll put up a heave and a prayer that's off of the backboard at the buzzer. So we've played the first quarter here at Wildcat Gym, all tied at 12. Wildcat basketball continues in a minute here on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back. Wildcat basketball here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. After the first quarter, we are tied at 12. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Don Morgan. Wildcat basketball starters back on the floor for Lovington as we start the second quarter. Henson into the left corner for Aguilera. Aguilera works it around, now gets a little room. 10 to Arroyo by himself. Right corner for three. It is too hard, but there with the rebound and the putback is Aguilera, but his push shot won't go, and another rebound made by Lackey. Full court pressure is on. Barola gets in, knocks over Henson, but puts it up and in as Henson did not have the feet set. So that'll be the 5th point for Barola, 14-12. Roswell High in the lead. To Perez, to Hilliard. Hilliard, a little push shot. That one is off the glass, and another rebound from Lackey, his 4th. Got to work on the big boy underneath. McCaskill to Lackey. He moves, no call. Lovington on him pretty tight as they'll get it into the right corner for Estrada. Three on the way. It's an air ball and right into the hands of Joseph Perez. Lovington will pull the trigger the other way. Isaac brings it down, resets it with Aguilera. Aguilera between the rings. Now over in front of the student section to Arroyo. Arroyo needs a little help. McCaskill on him very tight, and they're going to whistle McCaskill on the foul. That'll be his second personal, 8-team foul, and that'll put Arroyo at the line for the 1-and-1. Has some subs coming in for Coach Barola's Coyotes.
It's going to be a foul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that should. It should be the 1-and-1.
Now that, yep.
Yeah, we're in the bonus. I was going to say, I know that I didn't miss like 4 fouls.
One ref was just not quite with it there.
So Arroyo at the line for the 1-and-1. Puts up the front end, and it is too hard off the iron. And the rebound going to be controlled by Christian Richardson, who just checked into the ball game. Richardson with it back, uses up the dribble, bounce pass over to Morales, back into the ball game. Morales runs the point, works against Perez. Tries to drive in, runs into Perez, and believe me, that is a wall underneath. To Richardson, top of the arc, drives in, They try and tie him up, and they will call the tie ball. It'll stay in Roswell's hands, but a nice job by Arroyo to tie him up. And they changed the possession arrow to Lovington. That'll be the 10th turnover for Roswell High.
Quick hands and good positioning there to not foul, to keep it a tie ball.
And they went in and said, yep, they changed it. I was pretty sure the possession arrow said it was Roswell High's, and it is. So it'll be Miramontes inbounds it to Richardson in the right corner. Perez picks him up quickly, then to the back door and putting up a shot and kind of kicked off of his foot there was Morales, but he didn't have a lot of room to work. Nice body control by Arroyo underneath. That will be the 10th turnover for Roswell High. Into the front court come the Wildcats. As Tatum will take it, tosses top of the arc, Arroyo to Henson. Hippity hop, swings it out. Back to Arroyo in the left wing. He'll hand it off to Isaac in the left corner for three, and bang! Isaac Henson, second tray of the ball game. Lovington back up by a point, 15-14.
That was great passing and playing for position.
And they will call the out of bounds, as just way too much was Mendoza charging through and tried to throw it out and pass it. Could not. That'll be the 11th turnover for Roswell. 5:50 to go, first half. Lovington up by a point, 15-14. To Henson. Hilliard drives in, puts it up. It won't fall, but he'll head to the line for two. They waved off the shot.
Yeah, he really got bumped hard from behind.
And they're going to call that one on Morales. That'll be his third personal, 9th team foul. And so Tatum Hilliard at the line to shoot two. Tatum, the leading scorer for this Wildcat ball team, but has yet to get in the scorebook today. Couple of rebounds, but is yet to score, so now he'll have a chance to shoot two from the line. Trying to extend a 1-point Lovington lead. First shot for Tatum is up, no good. I thought that was a two-shot foul. They're going to say that it was not. The rebound by Miramontes, his fourth. Miramontes, though, going to get his pocket picked. Lovington comes back the other way. Isaac will take it coast to coast. His little scoop shot, no good. And the rebound is going to be corralled by Bonilla. Bonilla to Mendoza, weaves through traffic. His shot up won't fall. Ball loose on the floor. Perez will push it out, but it'll be controlled by Roswell High. Miramontes with the rebound, but they are going to call the charge. Yep, it was the charge. 13th turnover, and Miramontes has his second personal, and Lovington in the double bonus. Got to make your free throws now.
Yeah, but Lovington has not been doing a very good job of producing points off of turnovers.
No, they haven't. A little fake by Aguilera, puts up a shot. He'll be fouled. He'll go to the line for two. I like that he attacked.
You bet.
Question is, if it's on Miramontes, that's a big thing. Nope, they're going to call it on Richardson, his first personal. And at the line for two is Adam Aguilera.
I mean, Lovington has been doing a great job with quickness, with speed, with pressure, forcing turnovers, but they just haven't capitalized on those as much as
Aguilera misses this first one. So the score is still 15-14. Lovington has missed their last three attempts from the free throw line and are now collectively 2 of 5. So Aguilera with the bright orange shoes puts up the second. That one's not going to go. And that rebound by Estrada. Estrada weaves around Perez, tosses to Bonilla, who loses it off of his leg. Ball is loose on the floor. They're going to call jump ball. It'll be Lovington basketball. 14th turnover for Roswell. Lovington has got to start capitalizing on these turnovers, up just a point. 15-14, 5:02 to go, first half.
Yeah, I'm showing still just actually one basket directly as a result of a turnover.
Tatum Hilliard, bad pass, but there and almost saving it is Aguilera, and finally into the hands of Isaac Henson. Henson will save it to Aguilera, deep right corner, nifty little move to the right wing. Three on the way off the front of the iron, and the rebound by Barola, his first. Barola, the outlet pass to Mendoza, weaves through traffic, no look pass left corner, top of the arc, three for Bonilla. That's an air ball and goes out of bounds. Lovington basketball. That didn't get anything. It didn't touch net, didn't touch backboard, didn't touch anything else. It'll actually wind up being a turnover on Roswell.
Yeah, Roswell's actually much colder shooting in this game than Lovington. They've had a few more misses than makes.
4.5 to go, first half. Lovington up by a point, 15-14. Tatum drives through the lane, gives it off to Isaac. Left corner for three. That one is too hard. And the rebound by Barola, his second. Barola, the outlet pass to Estrada. Takes it coast to coast, and he is going to be rejected by Henson. big swat by Henson. It goes out of bounds and it'll stay Roswell basketball, but the fans in attendance liking the big block.
Sure, nice clean block. That's what you want to see.
Roswell basketball on the give and go on the inbound, and Bonilla lays it up and in. He's got 9, 16-15, Roswell in the lead, and a bad pass, and Hilliard can't corral it. That'll be the first turnover in the quarter, 7th overall for the Wildcats, back to Roswell High. Talked about it at the pregame show. It looks like Bonilla is going to try and be the cat killer. He's already got 9 points in the books. 16-15 in favor of the Coyotes.
And Roswell has actually made 4 baskets as a result of turnovers.
And they are going to call the palm ball on Estrada. That'll be the 16th turnover. So Lovington has forced more turnovers than they have points on the board. Mason Enriquez checks into the ball game. Villalobos, Enriquez, Henson, Hilliard, and Perez on the floor for your Wildcats. You've got Estrada, Mendoza, Barola, Bonilla, and Miramontes, and stolen away from Enriquez. Back down on the transition game to Mendoza. Puts up a scoop. Won't fall, and Miramontes can't handle the rebound. It'll go out of bounds. It'll back into the hands of the Wildcats.
Yeah, we have seen Lovington at times having trouble with those, making point-blank shots. But tonight their shooting is a little hotter. Roswell's is colder.
16-15, though. Roswell in the lead, 3:40 to go. To Enriquez. Little move, goes around Bonilla, tosses out. They'll work it into the corner. Henson works through about 10 foot underneath to Perez, and they're going to call the travel before he can get it to, that was Betancourt. Mm-hmm. So that'll be the 9th turnover for the Wildcats. Miramontes slings it in to Barola, tosses it over to Estrada, who somehow corrals it. Keeps it in front of the Stray Cats to Richardson, now to Bonilla in the right corner. Henson giving him a little room. He'll drive to the right base, uses up the dribble. Richardson comes back to save him. Now out top of the arc to Estrada. Picked his pocket, nice. And back down comes Tatum, and he'll lay it up and in. Hilliard in the books, his first points of the ball game. Puts Lovington up by a score of 17-16.
That's a
Pressure is on as Richardson to Miramontes has trouble handling it, but steps on the end line. Yes, he does. Turnover number 18 for Roswell, and timeout going to be just a sub in the game for the Wildcats. Coming in is Javier Corrales for the Cats. Under 3 to go, first half. Lovington 17, Roswell High 16. Tatum Hilliard works against Bonilla, gets tripped up, puts up a wing and a prayer of a shot, won't fall, and making the rebound is going to be DeMarcus Thompson, and he's going to get fouled. That should put DeMarcus at the line for 2 as he got bumped by McCaskill, I'm pretty sure. Nope, they're going to call that one. He puts up, Richardson, his second personal. 3-1, not 1-3.
Lovington has far more offensive rebounds in this game than defensive rebounds. They really have been working those boards, giving themselves extra shots, extra looks.
First shot for Thompson is up and in. So DeMarcus Thompson has his first points of the ball game. 18-16, Lovington in the lead as Lackey checks back in for his rebounding prowess. Aguilera comes in for Tatum Hilliard for the Cats. So Thompson made the first. He'll eye the second. Puts it up, and the little flip shot is up and good. 19-16, Lovington up by 3. Full court press is on. They'll get it to Bonilla. It's tipped, but into the hands of Richardson. Toss it back. Miramontes to the right block. Puts up a shot. He banks it off the glass and home. Miramontes has his first bucket of the ball game. 19-18. Pace is picking up. Villalobos has trouble getting it and just trying to push it over to Corrales to save it. It'll go out of bounds and over to Roswell High. 10th turnover for Lovington. 19-18 the score. Wildcats still leading in what's kind of a sloppy first half. Of course, you got a lot of time off as Bonilla underneath to Lackey, and he'll bank it high off the glass and in. Lackey with 4 points. Makes it a 20-19 lead for Roswell High. And a foul going to be called as Aguilera, trying to go around Richardson, draws contact. So that'll be the third personal on Christian Richardson. Richardson and Morales each with 3 personal fouls. And so that puts Aguilera at the line for 2. He's 0 for 2 from the stripe. Adam usually better than that. Shooting about 63% on the year from the line, if I remember my statistics right. Puts up the first, and Adam just had no No chance to find the range so far tonight.
Nope. Lovington also been doing a good job denying Roswell.
Second for Aguilera is up and good. So finally breaks the string. As checking out is Enriquez. Tate and Hilliard will check back in. All tied at 20 here at Wildcat Gym. 2:15 remaining first half. Pressure is on. Bonilla to Miramontes. Toss it back to Richardson, who crosses the timeline. Into the right corner, but leads McCaskill too far. 19th turnover for the Roswell High Coyotes, and back into the hands of the Wildcats. Mason Enriquez will check back in for Corrales. Enriquez, Aguilera. Going to play a little bit of backcourt pressure. Enriquez bounces it, and it'll be off of the hands of Hilliard, and that'll be a turnover for the Wildcats. He just got a little antsy there, looked like, Dawn, trying to find a little help. He felt the red pressure coming in on him.
Both these teams really pressing each other.
Into the front court. It'll be McCaskill off of the outlet pass. Picks up the dribble in the right corner. Tosses out back to Richardson. Little stumble. Underneath, back to McCaskill on the push pass, and he is going to run over.
Charge.
That'll be Arroyo. So that'll be another turnover on Roswell High, their 20th, and that'll be the second personal on McCaskill. Make that his third personal. Roswell keeps this up. They're not going to have any players left for the second half. Into the front court come the Cats. Aguilera to Thompson. Thompson tosses back out between the rings to Enriquez, to Hilliard. Right elbow, top of the arc. Three on the way, and bang! Mason Enriquez has his second tray of the ball game. Lovington back up by 3, 23-20. Under 90 seconds remaining first half. Richardson, nifty little hesitation move. Got Aguilera to go right past him. To Bonilla, top of the arc. Has to toss it over to McCaskill in front of the Stray Cats. Takes it into the low post and then pushes it off on the baseline, and they left Lackey wide open coming behind on the baseline.
Yeah, McCaskill with a really beautiful assist on that. Good feed underneath the basket.
23-22. Tate and Hilliard splits it to Thompson. He'll find a little room. It is off the glass. Got bumped, no call, and the rebound going to be brought down by Bonilla, his third. Bonilla leaves it off for Richardson. He'll bring it into the front court as Lovington drops back on defense. Arroyo works against Bonilla, takes it into the low post, and they're going to whistle Bonilla for the charge. His second personal foul, 21st turnover on Roswell High. 23-22, Lovington in the lead, 43 seconds remaining first half. A back and forth battle. Two teams have combined for 32 turnovers and not many more points. Trying to get it to Thompson. He'll save it to Hilliard. Hilliard underhand to Enriquez for three. That one is off the arc. And Richardson into the hands off of the iron and has his second rebound. Gives it to Miramontes, who brings it up in front of the scorer's table. Tosses into the right corner for McCaskill. McCaskill works against Enriquez, and they are going to call the offensive push foul. 22nd turnover on Roswell High. Coach Barola is not a happy man, and so they call another offensive foul, and that one's going to be on McCaskill, his fourth personal. He's going to have to sit.
We talked earlier, before the game about the physicality of Roswell. Well, some nights you get away with it, some nights you don't.
15 seconds remaining. First half and a bad pass. It'll be intercepted by Roswell High. Miramontes hippity hop through the lane, and they are going to whistle Enriquez. Going to say he made contact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he reached in trying for the steal, but he got to hand and instead of ball.
Just the fourth team foul on Lovington. They have played incredibly clean. So 12 seconds to go, first half.
To be playing so quick and forcing turnovers, they really have been clean.
Richardson to Mendoza, back to Richardson to Miramontes. His three ball is up, and it is good. Didn't get a hand in his face. He's got 5 points and makes it 25-24. And at the buzzer, the wing and the prayer no good. So we have played a half here at Wildcat Gym, and the visitors right now leading on the scoreboard. It's Roswell High 25, Lovington 23. We'll be back with your Now Pharmacy, or pardon me, your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. After this 3-minute timeout, Wildcat basketball continues on KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Basketball on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Halftime here at Wildcat Gym. Lovington trailing Roswell High 25-23. This is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show with Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle, Megan Auto in studio engineering and producing. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. We'll start with Roswell High. Their leading scorer right now, Emiliano Bonilla. He leads all scorers, as a matter of fact. He's got 9 points. Ivan Miramontes and Jeremiah Barola each with 5 points, and Jake and Lackey with 6 points for Roswell High. Their leading rebounder is Miramontes. He's got 5. Collectively as a team for Roswell High, 18 rebounds in that first half. They did not have any free throws. Lovington playing incredibly clean in that first half. Roswell High turning the ball over 22 times in that first half. Get 12 in the first, 13 in the second. That's how they get to their 25. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats, Isaac Henson and Mason Enriquez right now tied above the score sheet for the Wildcats. They've each got 6 points. 3 points in the books for Adam Aguilera. Tayton Hilliard with 2 points. 2 for Julian Arroyo, 2 for Joseph Perez, 2 for DeMarcus Thompson. Leading rebounder right now is Isaac Henson. He's got 3. Joseph Perez also with 3 rebounds in that first half. Just 12, though, rebounds collectively for the Cats in that first half, and only 4 in that second quarter. Yeah, they got out-rebounded 11-4 in the second quarter. Lovington also struggling from the line, going 3 of 8 in the second quarter, 5 of 10 overall in the first half. They turned the ball over 12 times, scored 12 in the first and 11 in the second. That's how they get to their 23, Dawn Morgan. But Lovington doing a lot of things well, but kind of sloppy, really, on both teams' part.
A lot of turnovers, yeah, just a lot of turnovers. But both teams really quick and trying for steals and trying to, just really press hard, force turnovers. So they're doing that well, that they're turning around and just not taking care of the ball themselves as much. Some things that stand out, because I actually have what you have total rebounds for Roswell?
For Roswell, 18.
Okay, that's exactly what I've got. And of those 18, you've got actually 14 of them were defensive rebounds. 4 of them were offensive rebounds. Yeah, I need to do that change that. So we're okay. So just getting the score bug. Yeah, it was some technical stuff behind the scenes there with the score bug. But anyway, yeah, Roswell. So they're doing a great job on defensive rebounding, but only 4 offensive rebounds. So they're not giving themselves second and third looks at the basket. Lovington flipped that. They've got 8 offensive rebounds and 3 defensive rebounds. I actually had 4. Yeah, I have 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah, that would be 12.
8 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds. So, just flip that. Lovington has given themselves extra looks at the basket and extra chances for that basketball to fall. Now, as far as shooting from the floor, not counting free throws, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 misses from the floor for Roswell and 10 misses from the floor for Lovington. The difference there is the makes have come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 makes, and 3 of those 3-pointers for Roswell, not
so
counting free throws.
50%
exactly.
From the floor.
And Lovington with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 baskets with more free throws.
So not shooting nearly as well from the floor, and then the missed 3 free throws as well.
Right.
But
they made them, but they also made 3. So
that's true. One good thing for the Wildcats is they have got quite a few of the Coyotes in foul trouble. McCaskill with 4, Morales with 3, and Richardson with 3, and they got 2 quickies on Bonilla in that first quarter. So, look for them to do some more attacking. Lovington Auto Supply keys to the second half, Dawn?
Well, here's an interesting thing, too. Of all of those turnovers by both teams, really sort of a lot of turnovers forcing them off of each other, neither one is really doing all that well in making points as a direct result off of the turnover. Roswell has made 4 baskets as a direct result of turnovers, one of them a tray. Lovington has made 3 baskets directly off of turnovers, one of them a tray.
Yeah, but Lovington has forced a whole lot more turnovers than Roswell High has.
But and they could have had more scores on the board and been ahead instead of trailing had they capitalized on the turnovers that they're forcing. You're right. But so they've kept it. It's a very evenly matched, and they've kept it within 2 points here at the half.
So we'll see what happens as we come back for the second half. Lovington 25, or rather Roswell High 25, Lovington 23. This has been your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Back in a minute for the second half. This is Wildcat Basketball on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back here at Wildcat Gym, getting ready for the start of the second half of this one. The Wildcats trail the Coyotes 25-23. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan. Megan Otto in studio, engineering and producing this evening. As if you were watching on the video stream, did you get the coaching and referee clinic that was going on between Coach Dude Barola and one of our officials down there?
Yeah, I did capture that. That's right. Well, coaches, they have the right to go approach the refs and just say, hey, what are you seeing and how are you calling it and why? And here's my understanding.
Roswell basketball as we start the second half, and it'll be almost stolen away. Perez gets a hand on it, and it'll go out of bounds, but Joseph touched it last. It'll be the starting 5 on the floor for your Wildcats: Aguilera, Hilliard, Henson, Arroyo, and Perez. As Mendoza on the floor to start things off for Roswell High, and he travels.
Yep.
And so that'll be turnover number 23. So just underway, third quarter, Lovington trailing by a bucket, but with a chance to pull it back even here at the start of the quarter. Arroyo, as they trap him up, bouncing into the middle. Henson gives it back to Arroyo after they break the pressure. To Aguilera into the corner. Drive it on the baseline is Tatum, and a bad pass that actually hits the net and goes right into the hands of Barola. 13th turnover for the Wildcats. Barola to Miramontes, to Mendoza. Mendoza underhanding it to Barola, takes it to the left block, puts up a shot, no good, and underneath, and the rebound made by Arroyo, and a foul going to be called coming down the floor. Or out of bounds. Nope, it'll be out of bounds. They're going to say stepping on the end line, or rather the sideline, was Arroyo, so that'll be the 14th turnover for the Wildcats. So 45 seconds gone, third period, still nobody has scored. The inbound from Estrada to Mendoza. Mendoza takes it, underhands it into the left corner. Now they'll get it back to Miramontes. He works against Henson as Hilliard will pick up Mendoza as he drives through, puts up a wild left-handed shot, and Hilliard will have his third rebound. Tatum will bring it back, tossing over. Henson thinks about the three, gives it off to Adam Aguilera. Left corner for three. It is in. Bang! Adam Aguilera's second tray, or rather his first tray of the ball game, but he's got 6 points.
Popped up. Looked like it was going to pop out, but it fell in.
26-25. Lovington retakes the lead and strikes first in the second half. 6:40 remaining. A 1-point lead. Miramontes pulls up from the free throw line. The fall away, no good, and the rebound by Perez. Left of the bucket. Perez to Aguilera. Weaves through traffic, gives it off to Hilliard. Hilliard going to get fouled as he tries to split through 3 Coyotes, and they're going to call the push foul on Barola. His second personal, first team foul here in this second half.
Roswell a little cold. 3 straight misses at the basket. 3 straight defensive rebounds by Lovington.
26-25 to Henson, left corner for 3, and bang! Isaac Henson's third tray of the ball game. Lovington up 29-25. So on a quick little 6-0 run to start the quarter, go from down 2 to up 4. And into the right corner, 3 on the way, and that one's good for Estrada. Kid, nice little stroke there. The 29-28, Lovington up, underhanding it through traffic, pressure. Giving it off to Hilliard. Hilliard to Arroyo, to Henson. Good coverage as Estrada got over there and got in his face. Didn't give him a look at the bucket. High pass over far side. NBA 3 on the way from Henson. Not going to fall. And that one will be into the hands of Miramontes. His 6th rebound of the ball game. 29-28. Lovington in the lead. Little head fake by Mendoza. He'll take it to the left block. Put up a high shot, and the rebound will be brought down by Perez, his 5th. Bad pass trying to get it into the front court, but are they going to call a kick? It'll be Lovington basketball. Yep, they're going to call the kick. So it'll stay Lovington basketball as Arroyo checks out. Villalobos will check in. And they'll give it to the Cats in front of where the Stray Cats would normally be, the pep band.
Right.
They're taking the third quarter off. To Villalobos on the inbound. Quick pull on the 3 and into the hands of Lackey as that one was too hard. 4:59 to go in the third. Lovington up by a point, 29-28. Lackey to Richardson, who works against Villalobos. Little jump stop to Mendoza for 3. That one is going to be off the mark, but it'll be another rebound for Lackey, his 6th. And he'll take it and he'll push it through himself. He's got 8 points in the ball game. Roswell High back up now 30-29.
It's a basket directly off of
and
an offensive
turnover,
rebound.
and back down comes Mendoza. He'll take it high off the glass, and it'll be no good, and Hilliard with the rebound. Hilliard to Perez on the transition, and up and in. Perez with 4 points in the ball game, 31-30. Breaking the pressure with Mendoza. Takes the fastball from Richardson. Tosses out Estrada. Works on the right side. Splits a couple of Cats and puts it high off the glass and in. Estrada with 5 points in the ball game. Back and forth we go. 32-31. Of course, it was less than a week ago. Lovington beat this team by 6 at their place. Roswell High trying to return the favor here at Wildcat Gym. 32-31 in favor of the visitors. To Henson. To Hilliard. Around to Villalobos. Back to Tayton. Tayton from just inside the arc. Off the front of the iron. Fight for the rebound, and Richardson winds up with it. And on the transition is getting away from it and putting it up and in is Estrada. Good fast break there for Roswell High. They go up 34-31. And returning the favor is Adam Aguilera. Splitting the defense and lays it in. 34-33. Business is picking up, as they like to say, here at Wildcat Gym. Roswell High in the lead, 3:18 to go. Miramontes puts up a wing and a prayer and gets it to fall. He's got 7. I think Roswell High has figured out they can put it high off the glass. They got a shot. Villalobos from the right wing gets bumped, no call. His shot is off the mark, and Richardson has his 4th rebound for Roswell. But it's going to be stolen right back away, and the ball goes loose on the floor, and Lovington loses it right back. Back down, and yep, that'll be a jump stop and a travel for Estrada. 25th turnover for Roswell High. 36-33 in favor of Roswell High. They're up by 3. Lovington came out and retook the lead, but Roswell High has been right there with them. Flip it to Villalobos. Joey, little out of control, hands it off to Mason Enriquez. He works against Lackey. Flip it over to Hilliard, to Henson. NBA left wing off the iron. And nobody there to rebound, and Miramontes has it. Miramontes, Tayton will pick him up as he crosses the timeline. Goes between the legs. Tayton still on him. Reaches, tries to get it knocked away. Miramontes controls. Between the rings, goes into the left lane. Picks up the dribble. Has to toss it back out. Estrada to Mendoza. He'll drive through, and he'll get fouled.
See, they're going to call it maybe on Enriquez. There were 2.
Going to whistle it on Henson, his
Henson
first personal.
Was right there, too.
That'll just be the first team foul on Lovington. Wow, they're going to say he was in the act of shooting. So Mendoza heads to the line. First attempt from the charity stripe for Roswell High in this ball game. So it'll be Sebastian Mendoza. He's got a couple of misses in the ball game, has yet to score. But he's playing some significant minutes because a lot of their starters are in foul trouble.
Well,
first one is up and gets the shooter's roll, makes it 37-33. 4-point lead for Roswell High.
Lackey and Miramontes have been guarding the paint so well in this third quarter for Roswell. It's really forcing Lovington out along the perimeter.
Second shot is up, and Mendoza gets them both to fall. 38-33, 5-point lead for Roswell High, their biggest of the ball game. Lovington at one point was up by 7. It's been a back-and-forth affair. Full court pressure is on to Villalobos. Villalobos in front of his own bench, works against Lackey, drives right base, swings it around, get it to Enriquez, left wing for 3. That one is going to be off the mark, and the rebound by Bonilla, his 4th. Bonilla just keeps it himself, gets away from Thompson, takes it across the timeline. Underhand it to Estrada from the free throw line, and that one is going to roll. Ball is going to be loose, and somehow Estrada comes up with his own rebound. Nice little head fake by Bonilla. Bonilla, though, picks up his dribble. He's in trouble, needs some help. Estrada will help him out in front of the student section. Then underhand back to Bonilla. He'll reset between the rings as Isaac will pick him up in the right block. And it'll be knocked away and stolen away by Mason Enriquez. Cats are back down. Enriquez, though, gets his pocket almost picked from behind.
But he gets slammed, run into by really, I think, 2 Roswell players at the same time.
They did not call a foul. They just called it out of bounds. So 90 seconds to go, third quarter. Lovington trails by 5. Enriquez will inbound it to Villalobos, left wing for 3, and that one is going to be off the mark, and another rebound by Lackey. Goes to the floor, and they're going to say he travels, so Lovington, even though Roswell High got the rebound, Lovington will wind up with the basketball.
Roswell is inhabiting the paint more in this third quarter and denying Lovington their second and third looks.
Enriquez, right corner for 3. That one off the mark. DeMarcus Thompson with the rebound, and the ball will roll out of bounds. Last touch by Lackey. Yeah, Lackey is really...
Yeah, he's killing them inside, and it really shows. It shows in the stats because suddenly Lovington is getting almost no offensive rebounds.
Javier Corrales into the ball game, uses up the dribble, thinks about the shot. Now he'll toss it. They'll get it over to Villalobos. Villalobos cycles around, tosses to Enriquez, now into the right corner with Corrales. Corrales again almost travels, has to do the long cross-court pass to Hilliard. Hilliard goes through the lane but loses the handle on the basketball. Thompson is there, though, to pick it up.
Good job.
And gets tied up. The possession arrow will stay in the hands of the Wildcats.
Good job by Thompson for really hanging tough and hanging on to that ball.
So it'll stay Lovington basketball. 49 seconds to go in the third. Trailing by 5. From the free throw line, Corrales. That one is going to be off the mark, and it'll be Stephen Frazier just checked into the ball game with his first rebound. Under 40 to go underneath to Mendoza, high off the glass and gets it to go. Sebastian Mendoza with 4 points. And right now Roswell High stretching things out. Full court press is on. Hilliard to Enriquez. Enriquez, no look past Thompson. Right corner for 3. That one is going to be off the mark. Fight for the rebound and last touched by Roswell High and Estrada. Villalobos very lucky they didn't call him for over the back there.
5 straight misses from the floor for Lovington, and that's really starting. That's why we're seeing Roswell stretching this lead out.
7-point lead for the Coyotes. Their biggest of the ball game. Matches the biggest of the Cats night as well. To the near side, and Arroyo pulls up from 15. Off the mark, and Thompson will have his third rebound.
Good job.
DeMarcus tries to get it to Arroyo, but throws it away and into the hands of Roswell, but Lovington will take it right back and driving through, and they're going to call the travel on Arroyo. So Lovington will turn it over for the 18th time in the ball game. 4 seconds to go, third quarter. Cats trail by 7. They have got to find an answer for the big boys, Miramontes and Lackey underneath for Roswell High. Full court press is on. They'll get it to Richardson, who bounces it off of Thompson's leg and out of bounds. So it'll stay Roswell basketball. 2 seconds to go here in the quarter. And a wing and a prayer put up by Estrada at the buzzer. No good. So we head to the fourth. Lovington with some work to do. They trail Roswell High 40-33. Back for the fourth quarter in 1 minute on KZOR Hobbs Lovington and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back here at Wildcat Gym, start of the fourth quarter. Roswell High leading the Wildcats 40-33. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan. Back to it as Bonilla. Wild pass. Estrada will save it, though, from Aguilera. Into the corner, thinking about the three is Frazier. Frazier to Miramontes, left corner. His three ball is off the mark. And Roswell High with another rebound. Bonilla gets his fifth, but then they're going to call the charge on Bonilla. Going to call him throwing the elbow.
Roswell's,
That'll be his third personal.
Roswell has picked up, though, on the offensive rebounding, and they're grabbing the defensive rebounds, really killing Lovington on the boards in that third quarter. Yeah,
10-7 in that quarter on the boards. And so it'll be Betancourt to Hilliard. Hilliard goes through the paint and gets it stripped away. 19th turnover for the Wildcats. Back down come the Coyotes, and a foul as Henson, trying to get back to guard, is going to pick up his second personal. Just the second team foul on the Cats, and they are going to say, they're going to say a shooting foul. All right. So Lovington did not go to the line in that third quarter. Roswell High went 2 for 2, and nope, they change it. It will be a floor foul. So I think that's the right call. Miramontes will inbound it from underneath his own bucket. Lovington trails by 7. Damon Morales checks back into the ball game with 3 personal fouls. Had to sit that whole third quarter as Coach Dude Barola still giving the officials an earful down there. As the inbound to Estrada, throws it and stolen away. Coming back are the Wildcats. Henson underneath, Betancourt, and up and in good. Zadrick Betancourt has his first points of the ball game. Lovington back to within 5. The Cardiac Cats trying to come back again. Richardson going to get fouled. Bad foul there by Henson. I know he's being aggressive trying to go for the ball, but that'll be his third personal, third team foul on Lovington.
Yeah, I like the aggression, though, really trying to go for the ball, trying to get it back, because stealing the ball, forcing turnovers, and making points off that's how Lovington's going to get back into the game.
Miramontes to Morales in the backcourt. He'll cross the timeline with pressure from Aguilera. He'll keep it himself, goes in, and now they're going to call the block that time as Isaac has picked up 3 quick personal fouls. So Isaac going to have to sit, and that leaves... And that will be a 2-shot foul for Morales. Isaac was trying to get the 4th on Morales for the charge. Instead, he didn't have the feet set and was turned a little bit. So Morales at the line puts up the first, and that one is too hard and off the back of the iron. So our score remains Roswell 40, Lovington 35. Second shot on tap for Morales. Eyes it, skies it, and that one is good. 41-35, a 6-point lead, and the fastball thrown down to Aguilera and gets it to go. Aguilera with 10 points leads the way for the Wildcats.
Beautiful.
Hey, that's the best way to break the pressure.
Right.
Throw the touchdown pass. Weaving through traffic, they'll get it. Move it around to Richardson, left wing for 3. That one is off the mark and into the hands of Miramontes off of the bump. He'll reset it. Again, Lovington just having trouble with the height and the size. Now Mendoza for 3. That one is off the mark. Betancourt into his hands. Zadrick will take it down himself. He'll go in and lay it up and in over Estrada, who was trying to, I think if he'd have set his feet and not ducked, would have actually gotten the charge there.
Lovington chipping away, trailing only by 2 now, 41-39.
6 minutes to go in the ball game. Morales tossing it over to Frazier. Frazier needing some help. Lovington wanting the walk to Richardson. Hippity-hop through the lane, off the right glass and up and in. Richardson's first points of the ball game.
He did push off on his way to the paint, and his way through the paint, though.
Aguilera comes through, and they are going to call out of bounds. They're going to say he stepped on the sideline. 20th turnover for the Wildcats.
5:55 left to play in this one. Just a 4-point difference now in this game. Lovington is trailing, but they can come back and snag this one.
43-39 as the inbound will come from Miramontes to Morales. Crosses the timeline. Adam will pick him up. Near side to Miramontes, where he works against Hilliard. Inside to Lackey, and he'll drive in on 2 Cats. Puts up a shot. Won't go, but he gets his own rebound, and his putback will fall. He's got 10. Leads the way for Roswell High. To Arroyo, bounce pass underneath to Perez, and his shot will be off the glass, but he's fouled, and so that'll put Joseph at the line for 2, his first trip to the line tonight, and they're going to call the hack on Richardson. That'll be his 4th personal, 3rd team foul. on Roswell High.
In this second half, Roswell has had 7 offensive rebounds. They had only 4 in the whole first half.
45-39, Roswell in the lead. Lovington trying to chop into it. Perez gets the first one. The rainbow shot is good.
Beautiful. Cuts it down to a 5-point lead by Roswell.
45-40. Perez at the line, has 5, trying to make it 6. Bends the knees, puts it up, and that one is good. Gets them both to fall, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Casey Pack. 5:28 to go here in the ball game. Roswell 45, Lovington 41. We're back in 1 minute on KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Gym out of the Lovington timeout. The Wildcats trailing 45-41 to the Coyotes of Roswell High. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle Megan Auto in studio engineering and producing tonight. Roswell basketball as Coach Pack hopefully making some adjustments as the inbound will come from Miramontes to Morales. Lovington putting a little more backcourt pressure on. Morales gets it across the timeline, takes it left to right, keeps it himself, push off on Adam, no call. He'll go into the paint. Lovington wants the walk. He'll swing it out. They'll work it around to Richardson, then back to Morales. Near side to Estrada, who goes in and runs over Arroyo, and that one will get called. That'll be the second personal on Estrada. 4th team foul on Roswell, and their 30th turnover of the ball game.
Roswell eating a little clock, I noticed, on that possession. They passed it around. Clock's their friend, not Lovington's.
Aguilera to Hilliard. Hilliard hippity hop to the free throw line. Puts up the arc, no good. Ooh. And out of nowhere is Betancourt gets the rebound. Betancourt, Arroyo, Hilliard, Aguilera, 3, right wing, bang! Beautiful. Adam Aguilera gets the Cats back to within 1. He's got 13, leads the way.
3 points off of the turnover.
45-44, Lovington trails by 1. Morales splits through 2 Cats, goes into the low post, puts up a shot, and they're going to wave the shot off and say a floor foul. They're going to call the hold on Adam, his first personal, 5th team foul on the Cats.
And we'd rather have that, so, don't count the bucket, and now have a chance at a turnover at least.
45-44, Lovington trails by a point. Miramontes inbounds to Estrada, almost gets it taken away by Hilliard. Back to Miramontes, left corner, his 3 off the mark, and a nice rebound there by Betancourt, his 3rd. Zadrick will keep it himself, tosses off to Hilliard, and they're going to say the travel as Tayton took the Euro step. 21st turnover for the Wildcats.
Yeah, not good. Bad turnover, bad time.
4:25 to go in the ballgame. 45-44, Lovington trailing Roswell High. Morales works against Aguilera, gets it into the front court. Oh, they wanted the palm ball. Goes off of his leg into the hands of the Wildcats. A tackle that is not called. Betancourt gets it. Arroyo there to save it. He'll drive it against Lackey, and they are going to call the charge on Arroyo.
Whoa.
First personal on Julian. 6th team foul on Lovington, and their 22nd turnover.
Oh, and that's such a shame because Betancourt was right there taking that feed, picking it up, and going to lay that one in.
So the teams
beautiful.
Trade turnovers. Checking into the ball game will be Jeremiah Barola back in for his dad.
Got a 1-point barn burner right now.
It's been a long day. 45-44. Full court press is on. Miramontes into the front court. Jump stop. Gets Barola to help him out between the rings. Into the left corner for Richardson. Betancourt will pick him up. Working around. Miramontes to Estrada. 3 ball on the way, and it's good. Estrada with a man in his face. He's got 10 off the bench. Hippity hop through the lane, back the other
Nice.
way, and count the bucket of the foul.
Beautiful
Tayton
little.
Hilliard, just his
Oh.
second bucket of the ball game, but is going to keep Lovington right in this one.
Yeah, beautiful little hook, just coming up and around the top, and he had a nice feed, a good assist. You get feeding him the ball there in the lane too.
Yes,
and I didn't
he did.
see who was.
I think it was Arroyo, but I was trying to make my eyeballs go three ways, and that doesn't work too good.
Yeah. So
Tayton Hilliard at the line, puts up the shot, and in and out, no good. And the rebound by Miramontes, that'll be his 9th. 48-46, Lovington trails by a basket, 3:20 remaining in the ball game. Oh, wanting to walk again for Miramontes, not getting it. He'll put it in, he's got 9. 50-46, a 4-point lead for Roswell High. Aguilera to Hilliard. Hilliard to Aguilera to Villalobos, and he's going to get run over. No call, he got bumped and tries to save it to Perez. Joseph will save it and bounces it off. No, they're going to say that he did not get it away. Coach Pack is livid.
he turned around and it bounced it. It actually went off of Lackey.
Yeah, I thought that it had, but they're going to say he was out before. They're going to. What he's telling Coach Pack is that
he was out of bounds
before he got it tossed.
Right.
So that'll be a turnover for the Wildcats.
Clock
Lovington wanting the foul on Villalobos across the way, and it did look like he got bumped when he went to the floor. Wild pass, Richardson throws it into the middle, and that'll be a turnover for Roswell High. Back comes Perez. Perez leaves it off for Henson. Henson thinks about the three, and he's going to get bumped that time by Barola, who throws his hands up like, what did I do? Well, you can't do the hip check on
Right.
someone, young man. That may be perfectly legal in hockey, but this is not hockey. It is on the floor, and that will be the sixth team foul on Roswell High.
Lovington running out of time here. They've really got to get these points.
Villalobos into the right corner as they're going to try and trap him up with Lackey and Miramontes, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Casey Pack. And I think a good timeout. 2.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Roswell 50, Lovington 46. We're back in 30 seconds on KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Gym, Lovington taking the timeout to avoid the turnover. 50-46, Roswell High in the lead with Don Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us. Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing tonight. Also a hats off to Evie Stuber helping back at One Radio Square as well. Lovington basketball as Aguilera to inbound it. As Adam looks to get it in, tosses into Hilliard, top of the arc to the free throw line to Villalobos. Keep shooting, and that one is off the arc and into the hands of Miramontes. Lovington wanting the walk. Miramontes is sliding those feet, but they're not catching him on it.
Lovington needed that offensive rebound.
Yes, they did. So it'll be to Bonilla to Barola. And Barola keeps it, goes to the right elbow, gets pushed out by Henson. Isaac has to be careful. He's playing with 4 fouls. To Estrada, takes it, goes into the right lane. Push shot, no good, and the rebound going to be made by Perez, his 6th.
Yeah, nice one. Fought for it.
Joseph pushes it forward to Adam. Gets it to Isaac, drives left base, puts up the shot, no good, but Joseph is there with the rebound and the putback. Perez now with 8 points in the ball game. And a whistle sounds as Coach Pack going to take the timeout. 1:49 to go in the ball game. Roswell 50, Lovington 48. We're back in 30 on KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Gym on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan. Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing. Lovington taking the timeout, trailing 50-48 with about 90 seconds left to go in the ball game. A back and forth affair to be sure. 1:49 remaining in this ball game. It'll be Roswell basketball out of the Lovington timeout. And golly, 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 the Cardiac Cats have
we talked before this game
again.
how you don't want to get yourself in a position where you're, fighting for 2 point, where it's a 2 point difference at the end of the game.
Miramontes pushes it to Estrada, almost loses it, crosses the timeline. Little spin, gets it to Bonilla. Back to Estrada between the rings.
Yeah.
Swings it to Richardson, who has trouble corralling it. Aguilera on him, very tight.
Roswell
Neither
just
team with a foul to give, and timeout going to be taken this time by Coach Dude Barola. We'll just keep it right here with a minute 33 to go in the ball game.
Certainly looked, just a 2 point lead, but Roswell is certainly looking like they just were going to sit on the ball, just pass it around and make Lovington foul and come to them. But was kind of surprised at this timeout that Dude took.
Well, and I think he took it because he was afraid that his guy was going to get trapped up and they were going to get the 5-second violation or the 3-second violation. So, probably a smart timeout. Got to say a big thanks while we got a moment to our friends at Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Lovington Schools, Now Pharmacy, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Lovington Auto Supply, Bob's Thriftway, and the First American Bank of Lovington, making Wildcat basketball possible here on Z94 KZOR. Of course, Thursday night, we will be right back here at the friendly confines for Lovington Lady Cat basketball as they will take on the Ruidoso Lady Warriors. That'll be on Thursday night. The girls are in action tonight up in Clovis, so best of luck to Coach Wade Scott and his crew. Will be here on Thursday night for their game here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. So out of the timeout, it'll be Roswell High basketball. They should inbound it from midcourt. Hanging on to a 2-point lead.
A minute 33 left to play in this game.
Perez, Henson, Hilliard, Enriquez, and Aguilera on the floor for the Wildcats. So Miramontes gets it to Richardson in the backcourt in front of the Stray Cats. Gives it right back to Miramontes and gets it stolen away. Pocket picked. Henson goes up and lays it up and in, and we are tied. Isaac Henson with 11. We are tied with $1:20 to go, and it'll be stolen away by Mason Enriquez. Big shot and a whistle sounds, and they are going to whistle Mason for a foul. As Lovington erupts, it looked like he got creamed.
Exactly. He lost. The ball popped up out of his hands.
And they are actually going to call the push.
On him?
No, they whistled it on. Yeah, okay, they're going to call that on.
Yeah, it should be on Roswell.
Should be on Richardson. I have that as his 5th. They have it as his 4th, and so it'll put Mason Enriquez at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Lovington will be in the bonus. So they forced the 33rd turnover of the game.
Yep, and made 2 points directly off of that turnover in order to tie it up.
Now you've got to make your free throws. Enriquez front end of the 1-and-1 is in and out, but Perez with the rebound. Joseph with 8 and a 3-ball on the way, but the rebound is up and in by Tayton. 5th rebound. 6th point of the ball game, and Lovington 52, Roswell 50. We'll just keep it right here with 1:11 to go, and the timeout taken by Lovington. Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer.
Yeah, we've got a real squeaker here at the end.
A barn burner.
Right.
Like I said, we called them during the Ruidoso game. We said this may be one of those Cardiac Cat teams, and we are seeing it again tonight.
Lovington coming back in. Again, they had a slow third quarter.
They had a slow second quarter,
yeah,
too.
But they really came back a little cold. They're shooting at one point. Lovington missed 6 shots from the floor in a row in that third quarter. And that's really where Roswell was able to come back and pick it up. Roswell started with some cold shooting, but then they came back and made 5 out of 6 tries from the floor, and that was the difference in that in order to get Roswell ahead as much as they did. And Lovington kept fighting, chipped away, and eventually has the 2-point lead now.
So it'll be Roswell basketball out of the Lovington timeout. Lovington down to just 1 timeout, 1:11 remaining in the ball game. Coach Pack still coaching. And so the inbound will come from McCaskill. He'll toss it in to Bonilla, who gets it knocked away but somehow saves it, but he goes out off of his leg. Turnover number 34, and back into the Cats' hands with 1:07 to go. Not the biggest crowd here at Wildcat Gym tonight, but they are being extremely vocal.
Yep. A lot of people on their feet as this final minute ticks down.
Hilliard, Henson, Aguilera to Henson to Hilliard. Hilliard to Enriquez. He'll throw the long cross-court pass. Lovington going to play keep away at this point as they get it to Aguilera. Dekes a man out of his shoes. Gets it to Hilliard. Back to Henson. 50 seconds remaining. Lovington up by a bucket. Henson fakes the pass, picks up the dribble, gives it to Aguilera, drives in, loses the handle on the basketball. Perez is there to save it, but saves it right into the hands of Mendoza. 25th turnover for the Cats. Mendoza drives through, loses the basketball, but somehow saving it is Estrada. Estrada moves through, loses it, corralled by McCaskill in the right corner.
Oh.
Picks up the dribble and gets it stolen away, and Henson will move through, and he's going to get fouled. Whistle that one on Bonilla, his fourth.
Woo.
8th foul, and so it'll put Isaac at the line for the 1-and-1.
Great heads-up basketball right there as Henson was able to grab that steal. Good position, great moves.
35th turnover, and now you've got to make your free throws. Lovington 2 of 4 in the quarter. Henson puts up the first and misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Fight for the rebound, and it's still loose, goes out, and off of Roswell. Lovington basketball, under 20 seconds to go in the ball game. Lovington holding on to a 2-point lead, 52-50.
Good fight for the rebound by Perez.
Perez under there fighting like a Wolverine with Bonilla as the inbound will come to Hilliard. Near side to Enriquez as they try and trap him up. Get it to Henson. Henson back to Mason. And it'll be off of the leg of Mendoza and out of bounds. 10 seconds to go. Lovington just trying to dribble the ball away. Roswell High has got to foul and foul quickly. And, the ball is loose on the floor. Bad pass. Joseph will get it. And Perez will head to the line for 2 as he gets bumped. Question is, which one of Roswell's? Nope, they're going to call timeout instead. And so it will be a timeout on Coach Casey Pack. We'll just keep it right here.
But Lovington will have the ball when we get back after this timeout. It should be Lovington's ball right in front of the scorer's table.
Should be. The Now Pharmacy postgame show coming up on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Of course, do please subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. You can always watch our streams for free. We don't charge you anything for it. We do ask that you subscribe, though. And we'll bribe you to subscribe. Every 1,000 subscribers, we will give a cash bonus of $100 to one lucky subscriber. So it'll be Tate and Hilliard to inbound from just to the left of the Lovington bench with 6 seconds remaining in the ball game. Tatum gets it into Isaac. Back to Hilliard. Hilliard goes through, and he's going to get fouled as wrapping him up is Frazier, but too little, too late. Maybe, I don't know. It's only 2 points. And 2 seconds to go. A lot can happen. Now a lot rides on the free throw shooting of Tate and Hilliard. You need to make, and this is still just the 1-and-1, so you need to make the first one. Puts up the front end of the 1-and-1. He is 0 for at the line tonight, but the rebound is going to be made by Isaac Henson, his 4th of the ball game, and dribbles it out. And the Wildcats survive a wild one tonight, 52-50 over Roswell High, and will improve to 9-3 on the year. The Cardiac Cats do it again. We're back in 3 minutes for the Now Pharmacy postgame show on Z94 KZOR. Welcome to your Now Pharmacy postgame show here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Also the Lovington tab at HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Don Morgan, Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing. So the Cardiac Cats do it again as they come from behind to defeat Roswell High 52-50 and improve to 9-3 on the year. Taking a look at the final numbers in this one, we will start with Roswell High. 2 players in double digits for the Coyotes, Josh Estrada and Jake Lackey, each finishing up with 10 points on the night. Ivan Miramontes with 9 points. He was also the leading rebounder on the night with 10 rebounds. Other scores, Jeremiah Barola with 5 points, 4 points in the books for Sebastian Mendoza, 2 points Christian Richardson, and 1 point for Damian Morales. Collectively as a team, Roswell High with 33 rebounds led by Miramontes and those 10 rebounds. They did not get many chances from the free throw line. They go 3 of 4 from the line tonight. They turned the ball over 35 times in the ball game. Scored 12 in the first, 13 in the second, 15 in the third, and 10 in the fourth and deciding quarter. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats. 2 Cats in double figures tonight, led by Adam Aguilera with 13 points. 5 of them coming in that critical fourth quarter. 11 points in the books for Isaac Henson. 8 points for Joseph Perez tonight. Joseph was also the leading Cats rebounder with 8 boards on the night. 6 boards for Mason Enriquez. 6 points for Tayton Hilliard. 4 points, Zadrick Betancourt. But all 4 of them, again, in that critical fourth quarter. 2 points to Marcus Thompson. 2 points for Julian Arroyo. And that's the scoring for your Wildcats. As we mentioned, Perez leads the way with 8 rebounds tonight. So 8 and 8, 8 rebounds, 8 points. 26 rebounds total for the Wildcats. Much better in that fourth quarter. They actually won the fourth quarter rebounding battle 7-5. Yeah. 7 of 16, though, from the free throw line. Not what Coach Pack wants to see from the stripe, but it comes out okay in the end. Lovington turned the ball over 25 times tonight under pressure from Roswell High. Lovington with the 12 in the first, 11 in the second, 10 in the third, and 19 in that fourth and deciding quarter to get the victory 52-19.
Yeah, Roswell almost derailed Lovington by virtue of that third quarter when they also, Coach Barola made some adjustments, parked Miramontes and Lackey in the paint and really drove Lovington out, and Lovington was cold shooting from the outside, could not get into the inside for baskets, and they Roswell started outbounding both offensively and defensively against Lovington. But in the fourth quarter, here's what Lovington started doing better. They started having more offensive rebounds. They got back in that groove, and that paid off of a couple of offensive rebounds. They made scores. They also outscored Roswell in points directly from turnovers in that fourth quarter. They ended up actually making a total of 9 points directly off of turnovers in that second half, most of them in the fourth quarter. And they caught fire again toward the end with their shooting percentage from the floor.
Well, very important to get that done. Now, up next for your Lovington Wildcats, they will take the mountain road trip, the northern mountain road trip this weekend. Friday night to Los Alamos, then Saturday afternoon to Pewaukee. We will not be accompanying them on that trip this year. Just the schedule's not going to allow for that, but good luck for the Wildcats, to the Wildcats as they head up to Los Alamos and Pewaukee this weekend. Our next Wildcat Boys broadcast will be 1 week from tonight as the Carlsbad Cavemen will come in to Wildcat Gym, a rematch of the Pocorn Championship matchup. That'll be Tuesday night. Our next streamcast on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel will actually be on Thursday night as the Lovington girls return home to the friendly confines to take on the Lady Warriors of Ruidoso. We should be on the streamcast at around 5:30 on Thursday afternoon for that one, so we certainly hope that you will tune in to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel on Thursday for Lovington Lady Cat basketball. So final thoughts on this one tonight, Don. Lovington victorious 52-50.
Well, I think it's important for them to have led and to have lost the lead and to fight back and come back and win this one, and to know that gives you confidence as a team, knowing you can make adjustments against another team's adjustments and come through and not stay cold but catch fire again and come back and ultimately win. Again, it was kind of sloppy at times. There are lots of lessons to be learned from this, too many turnovers and so forth, but when Lovington played well, they played very well, and I think that's going to really give them confidence moving forward.
Well, yeah, I would certainly think so. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one. The Cats get off to a fast start, then a little bit slower in the middle, but they end it strong, and they do it again. A come-from-behind victory, 52-50, over the Roswell High Coyotes. Lovington High School basketball on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and the Lovington tab at HobbsAmerica.com has been brought to you by the First American Bank of Lovington, Bob's Thriftway, Lovington Auto Supply, and the Lee County Electric Cooperative. Wildcat basketball also brought to you by the Lovington Schools, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Stone Oilfield Services. This has been your Lovington Wildcat Now Pharmacy postgame show on Z94 KZOR. For Don Morgan, for Megan Otto, for Evie Stuber, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Broadcasting, New Walmart Digital, and Z94 KZOR Sports. Good night, everybody.